Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Books and Banter. I'm Coral.
I'm Jamie.
And today we're going to talk about some graphic novels.
Not without me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Books and Banter. I'm Coral.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Loren.
So we have a special guest today. She definitely was invited. I'm kidding. Wow. I'm kidding.
Oh,
we actually let her pick the theme, and she picked graphic novels. So, Loren, tell us why you picked graphic novels.
Well, I picked graphic novels because I love them, honestly. My father's an artist, so I've kind of grown up around the art form, and I love different kinds of storytelling. And so the way that graphic novels can tell a different kind of story with imagery and still be just as evocative and moving and fun, I thought would make a really great topic for discussion.
And we haven't done it before. We haven't done graphic novels.
Yeah, so something new. So, Jamie, you want to get started? Tell us what you read.
Sure. I read Hollow by Shannon Waters and Brandon Boyer White, and it was illustrated by Bernice Nell. So this is a teen graphic novel. It's about a girl named Isabel Izzy Crane has just moved to the town of Sleepy Hollow and discovers that this town really embraces its connection to the story, the legend of Sleepy Hollow. And so she just moved there like in October, just in time for the town's annual Halloween kickoff festival, which takes place the first weekend in October. Her first day of school, she's shown around the school by a jock named Croc. I'm not making that up. That's right. Wow. I know you find it, spoiler alert, it's a nickname, but still. Anyway, they come across a poster for the festival featuring a fellow student, Victoria Van Tassel, and Croc says to Izzy one of my favorite lines in the book, that the legend is based on Victoria's 9 millionth great-grandma or something. So she really is a Van Tassel, comes from that line. So Victoria meets Izzy and finds out, when she finds out that Izzy is a crane, she kind of is like avoidant for like, I can't associate with you. And so Izzy's confused, and it doesn't really help that she kind of now is kind of like love at first sight. She's got a little crush on Victoria. Anyway, things start happening to Victoria, like she's walking across a wood bridge and it snaps, and she almost gets hit by a car, and it's like, what's going on? But then Izzy actually saves Victoria from one of those incidents. Anyway, so then Victoria this finally starts, warming up to her. And then one night, Izzy comes across the Headless Horseman and finds out that there is a curse on the Van Tassel family, and Victoria is actually in danger. So Izzy, Victoria, Croc, and the horse, and the horseman have to work together to break the curse and save Victoria's life. So I'll just say I really enjoyed this. I love the story, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I loved the Disney cartoon when I was a kid, the Adventures of Ichabod Mr. Toad. Like it scared me, but I loved it. It just, and even as an adult watching it, it still kind of creeps me out. Like, so I saw this cover, I was just drawn to it. It's fun. It's the friendship between all of them is fun. You find out, I think, and like how they like work together to help, to solve this mystery, and like, how do they break this curse? How can they help Victoria? And like I said, I thought Croc was funny. He has like some of the best lines. It's definitely a more lighthearted take on the story, and there's kind of, I will say, like maybe like some Scooby-Doo vibes. And the artwork, it's very like just bright and colorful. I really loved it. Liked it. So I wrote down like some notes of like some of my favorite lines, but I won't say too much. I will say that there was a scene where the Headless Horseman goes airborne over a lawnmower and a sleeping dog, and it just really made me laugh. So it's kind of silly, but it's fun. But this is available in print and as an ebook on Libby. So check it out.
Cool.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, I read Age 16 by Rosanna Fung. This book follows a daughter, her mother, and their grandmother, all at age 16, living what seems to be very different lives, but as you continue to read, you realize how kind of similar their lives are. So you have Roz, who is kind of our primary character. She's growing up in Toronto in the year 2000. You have her mother, who is growing up in Hong Kong in 1972, and then her grandmother, who is growing up in mainland China in 1954. So the book is very interesting because each of them is kind of assigned a color. So depending on what color the pages are, you know which of the...
Makes it easy to keep track.
So, yeah. Because they kind of look similar.
Yeah.
There was actually one point where I was reading the book, and it was like the 2000. I almost the modern time.
Yeah.
The modern time. It's definitely the year 2000.
Yeah.
And like there's a moment where I was like, okay, wait, is that the grandma or the mom? And it got me a little bit, but it definitely is very interesting. And basically, it's a coming of age story. All three of them are fighting against expectations, though the expectations may look different depending on where they are and what year it is. They are kind of finding themselves in that, finding out who they really are. And it's based off of some experiences by the author, so there's this authenticity to it. There's some real pictures at the end from her family, and the art is really, I love the art, especially the 2000s art, because she's like showing these things that we grew up with. She's using her her little fake names because copyright, but she's eating Cheezos, and I'm like, I know what a Cheezo is. But it's just a really fun book. It's a really quick read, but at the same time, it really does make you think about the connections we have with our mothers and our grandmothers, and how even though times change, sometimes we're still fighting the same battles. So this one is available in print, and it's available on both Libby and Hoopla as an ebook.
That sounds awesome.
Nice.
See, and that's kind of cool that you mentioned with the colors, because that's like the kind of thing that you could do with graphic novels that really you don't have available to you in other media forms.
Yeah.
So now I get to talk about
Your turn.
Yes.
So I read Sketchy, which is a great title, and it's by Maki Hiroshi. So it's an adult manga title, and it follows 3 women who are all kind of dissatisfied with their lives in some way. The first is kind of our main heroine. Her name is Akko, and she's in her 30s, and one day after going out with her friends, she realizes that her life has just completely stagnated. She's stuck in a dead-end job, a dead-end relationship. Her boyfriend's not really interested in progressing a relationship at all. And she's just watching all of her friends pass her by and become more successful or achieve those markings of success. And she realizes that she's completely and totally stuck, and she has no idea how to get out of it. But then one night she's coming home after work, and she falls in a bush. And while she's lying in this bush, she witnesses this skateboarder do this amazing trick, and she just kind of enamored by it. And even more so when she realizes that the skateboarder is a girl, which she hasn't ever seen a female skateboarder before. And so suddenly she's kind of finds herself quietly obsessing over the sport, and she finally decides to take lessons. Well, she is encouraged to take these lessons by her coworker, Shiho, and that is one of the other characters that we follow. Shiho is 26, also stuck in the same dead-end job. But unlike Akko, she actually tried to follow her dreams, and she failed. And since then, she's been haunted by the bad experiences that she had during that process, and is kind of scared to try again. So she too has found herself stuck in a situation that she can't figure out how to get out of. But then through Akko, she has her own encounter with skateboarding. And our final point of view character is a woman named Takahana. We don't know her age, but she's also probably in her 30s. And she is now, after a massive scandal, finds herself being transferred to a different department at work. And she has given everything to her job. She gave up everything for her career, and now what has it left her? Because she's lost it. She too has her own chance with skateboarding. So if you did not realize the answer
there's a theme
to all your problems with skateboarding, this book will help you figure that out.
Oh no.
But actually, it's a really wonderful story. It's very quiet and introspective series. It really talks about self-discovery, transformation, especially after 30. Society, we kind of think, oh, once you're 30, you've got it all figured out. And there are a lot of us who are wait, no,
not yet.
I still need an adult. So it really is a wonderful story of kind of that self-discovery. And if you like stories about like hobbies or hobby culture, if you like skateboarding, I didn't know anything about it, but I learned a lot. The author did a lot of research about the sport. And if you like really introspective, reflective stories, this is a really good one. Additionally, I know a lot of people are kind of hesitant about manga. Maybe the art style isn't their favorite because it's so exaggerated. But this one, the art is very like minimalist, but it can also be very detailed and dynamic when it needs to be. So really was a joy to read. It was a very comforting book. And, manga can like go on forever. This one is 6 volumes in completion, and the 6th volume comes out in June. So we already have volume 1 at the system, 2 through 5 are on the way. And it is available through a physical book here at your local library.
Cool.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you both for sharing your picks, and thank you, Loren, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. So as always, be sure and check any content warnings of any books that you're interested in, and check out some of our other videos. If you want some other recommendations, ask your local librarian if you would like help finding a book, and we're always happy to help you. And thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.